Yeah, all right. Okay, so welcome everybody. There's a lot more people showing up than I expected them to. Is there anybody out there who has no idea what's going on here? All right, excellent. Well, you are here for the roast of Aniero Grigori, and I know what you're thinking. Who the fuck is Aniero Grigori? Okay, completely valid point there. Aniero is one of the co-founders and hosts of Limit Break Radio, and I know what you're thinking now. Well, what the fuck is Limit Break Radio? Again, completely valid point there, and I'm starting to detect a trend.
Show of hands of anyone who's heard of Limit Break Radio.
Shut up.
I have.
Hello.
I heard it 2 hours ago at the bar. It's on my show. Does that count?
That's how most people end up coming on our show.
Limit Break apparently at a bar.
So Limit Break Radio is a Final Fantasy 14 podcast we've been doing for 10-something years. And actually, we're gonna bring Aniero up front here. He's sitting in the back, which is normally where we put him. So Aniero, you want to step up? You want to start his theme music, please?
Aniero, can you come to the front of the class?
Oh, you fucking failed.
Boo!
We gave you one job. You had one job. And you fucked it up.
What is this? Boo! Everyone boo him.
Boo that guy, everybody. We're gonna get into his failings and shortcomings later, I promise you. So, Aniero Grigori, everybody. He's as much of a douchebag as he looks like.
Thank you.
Yep, so let me introduce a few more of our roasters that we have up here. The first one, Samus Rageborne. He is a, he's not a very notable streamer, but he streams on Twitch.tv. He likes to introduce himself as your girlfriend's favorite streamer. And his girlfriend's favorite streamer happens to be me.
No.
Damn! Oh, is this interactive?
Yes.
It is interactive.
Well.
Why'd you invite me?
For decision.
Yeah, obviously, yep. I'm gonna skip this guy in the middle because he's not very important. On the end here, we have Christope Goutsidius, aka Juxtaposition. Now, his only real purpose on the show was to be cannon fodder for our hazing and our insults. But being the slimy little, the big snake he is, managed to weasel his way into a host position. That's half of it anyway. The other half is that we needed someone desperately to fill the void, and unfortunately, he was the only one who needed enough validation to take the spot.
The great filling voids. The joke writes itself.
Yeah, and so back to the other guy. This is Joe Sloan, aka Escalia, or Collie Sloan, depending on what kind of piping he's pretending to have between his legs. Honestly, it's really hard for me to keep track of this shit. Would you prefer to go by a Josephine today?
No.
Who
No.
the fuck are you?
Let's not talk about piping when you can't decide yours either.
Hey, I've told many people that I'm bisexual. You buy me food, I get sexual.
That's true. True facts.
AKA.
Anyway, when it comes down to it, no one cares what Joe is. He's our punching bag. That's really what it comes down to. We haze him every chance we get, which means he now resides in the spot that Juxta once held. So that's pretty low on the ladder.
The intern?
The intern, exactly. Yep.
Okay, so does this mean we call him Junksta from now on?
That would work. Now, normally, next on the panel would be Nika, but she's not here. She has some lame-ass excuse. Right? She lives in Washington or whatever, so apparently it was a big deal to try and get here. Whatever. Nika is basically a resident girl. She's tits. That's the reason we have her on the show. The end. We're going to get right to it. Basically, the way this is going to work today is we obviously have a few roasters here. And given that our podcast is an internet thing, we have fans all over the fucking world. We also had a few people who were really eager to get under Aniero's skin. So what they did is they actually sent in videos that we're going to play for you. So we're going to kind of go between a few roasters, a few videos. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand the mic over to the first of the dicks and douchebags on the panel here. And let's see, who's the first one? How about Escalia? You want to get up here and show us what you're doing?
to consume, so I've got my notes with me tonight. I do want to give everyone a little warning that this was the Yoi panel that we're following up, so try not to think too hard about what you're sitting in. I am, of course, the only LGBT host on the Break Radio. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I'm sure they all will. So I got to put together this event, and it was a really cool experience.
Excuse me, Scalia. You're in my way.
Deal.
No, the camera can't see me.
Yeah, you introduced me, now live with it.
I thought that
How do I raise this thing? I'm tall. Have you noticed?
He likes them long, folks.
Yeah. I prefer to have the large black things by my mouth.
He's not on his knees for once.
Alright. So getting to put together this event was a really cool thing. It gave me a chance to get out there, talk to some of the best talent the Final Fantasy XIV community has to offer. And when they all said no, I was able to get in touch with these guys and they all showed up instead. So that was a good time. Aniero.
Paid for this, right?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
The man of the hour, the Sultana, the elder primal of sodium himself. You are the angriest stoner I've ever known in my life. It defies all logic. I will never understand it. He can be a difficult person to work with. He's short-tempered. He flies off the handle. You get a contact high when you walk into his apartment. It's a very, very difficult thing to deal with. But you know what? Somewhere cock deep in that asshole of yours is a good person. Because you know what? It took a lot of character to give the Numa Numa guy another shot. How you doing, Juxta? Juxta, I love the quiet cosplay, man. Never have I heard so many screams.
I'm scarred for life.
Me too. I had to film it.
That was the least quiet cosplay I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Of course, Nika couldn't be here tonight. She's still recovering. She sent in a picture of her femro for the FF14 haircut contest. They said no self-portraits. It's a rough day for her. I don't want to say Nika's manly, but if I hadn't come out as transgendered, we'd be investigated for sexual discrimination.
Holy.
And of course, we have Kahlo. Kahlo,
he sucks.
what could I say about Kahlo?
Why isn't she on the dais?
Why are you not here?
Somebody get her a mic.
All those John Cena jokes, how did we not get her up here?
She's had way too much to drink.
Oh, okay.
She's got water. She's good. More than I did.
Or not enough.
What could I say about Kahlo that wouldn't get me sued for plagiarizing the Justin Bieber roast? That's actually the only joke I wrote for Kahlo because if I said any more, I was afraid it'd remind him of a Mass Effect story and we'd have to listen to that.
You could say he's prettier than Justin Bieber.
Well, I don't know why. Okay. Anyway, we did have some videos get sent in to us, which was a really cool thing. I got to check out those before the show began. Mr. Happy sent one in, and you know what? I was a little bit disappointed with Happy. I thought he was soft, I thought he pulled his punches, and I didn't think it was that funny, but I guess it's good to go with what you know, so. Ethys Asher also sent us a video, the lore master himself. Aniero, of course, is a huge fan of Ethys Asher, and I know that because he reminds us of him every week for 3 months. To be fair, that's about how long it takes to get us to do anything, so hey, I'll get you that host pick soon, sorry about that.
Here.
It's been a bit, not bad. But Ethys was the what?
Count yourself lucky.
Yeah, I try to, but then I work with him, so. You know.
You weren't the only one.
No, that's true.
Yep.
Ethys, though, Ethys was the opposite. Ethys did not pull any punches. He let the haymakers fly, and he showed absolutely no respect for Aniero. But then again, it's hard to respect someone who sucks your dick every Sunday at 2 o'clock. Right, Callo?
Hey, you're getting better.
I'm working on it. It's a monthly thing.
He didn't say no.
It's true, you can say no.
Once again, we will remind you that the Yaoi panel was here.
Oh, I'm sorry, it already passed. I should be in another room by now, sorry.
Sorry.
My bad. Aniero, can't tell you what a pleasure it has been working behind Dopey and Anthony over there for the past few years. Coming to work every day to be berated by a fucking emo porky pig. Even fuck off, Scalia. Every week. understand. It was harder writing this for me, I feel like, because I don't know them quite as well as the other hosts on the show. I am newer to the cast, and so I thought maybe instead of that, I might go out and try and get some of our fans to chip in, and maybe some of the people here at Youmacon to chip in, and we have just that for you, so we're going to play that now.
Yeah, I saw the picture. I like your aviators, you neckbeard douchebag.
Your mom should have swallowed you.
Your employees hate you so much, they're going around filming a video about how much they hate you.
I hope you drink a bucket of donkey semen.
For the love of God, skip your next salt suppository and let your asshole breathe every once in a while.
You really shouldn't have gotten that haircut. Bad idea. Fucking bad.
Alright, so you hear about this Aniero guy? Well, he really sucks. And he sucks so much, it forced him to kill himself.
I kill myself. He's a big dick.
He's such a big dick, he died for it.
No one will ever love you.
Do you know what Aniero's Latin for? Failed abortion.
You even got the biggest, names in voice acting to be on your show. What, David Hayter? Yeah, what does he do? What, Captain America and Snake Plissken? Oh, yeah.
You know when Hitler grew up, he wanted to be just like Aniero?
You suck. You're a piece of shit. Let's start it off. Long titty, no nipple, having ass bitch. All you do with your life is you just sit there and you don't even do shit, man. What are you doing? Do you have a degree? 90? Maybe a college one? I don't know. You gotta do shit, man. Just do it.
You're supposed to be an abortion, but it just didn't work out.
And that nasty beard of his looks like roadkill. Kind of roadkill that a bear would eat off the fucking street.
It's funny if you don't dress well. Also, I don't think your mother likes you. Fuck you, man. Yeah. Fuck that guy. I heard he's an asshole that probably double parks. And he dumped me. Oh.
I want to just point out how willing everyone was when I approached them to do that, especially if I showed a picture. About 80% of people I approached to do that video were all for it, but more importantly, 100% of females that I approached were all for it, so. In all seriousness though, I work with one of the most talented groups of individuals you can possibly imagine, and then every Sunday I get to come do Limit Break Radio too, so, that's cool.
Yeah, that's a roast.
Dude, I love you, man. You deserve everything you got. You're one of the most talented guys I know.
Gay. So, I just want you guys to know that I've been working with these guys for 10 plus years, or close to 10 years. Scully just joined this year once we start getting paid. And that's the most he's contributed to one of our shows in that entire time. So thank you, Scully, for finally doing your fucking job.
Playing the long game.
Yeah.
Long and hard.
Alright, so that little montage was cool. That's seconds of our lives we'll never fucking get back. Next, what we're going to do is we want to show you a little video from a YouTube Final Fantasy XIV sensation known as Mr. Happy. Basically, how he got his claim to fame is he teaches people how to beat things. So he makes videos, blah, 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 blah. And you know what they say, those who can't do teach, which is basically Nika's mantra. So that's why she should be a teacher. Now, from what I'm led to believe, the Mr. Happy video isn't really that great. I'm going to go ahead and give this to the fact that he probably thought he was on another apology tour and start out by saying, I'm sorry for this. So, Scully, if you want to go ahead and cue up Mr. Happy's video.
Hey Aniero, hope you're having a good time so far with this roast. I don't know if I'm first, second, seventh. I don't know where I stand on how many people have roasted you thus far. But man, when Escalia asked me if I wanted to roast you, I was like, oh, I gotta do this. I immediately knew exactly what I wanted to say to you, but you know what? It wouldn't be an Aniero roast if I wasn't drinking while I was doing it. This is actually an homage to you, if anything, because, Jesus, I swear at least 60% of the time that I see you, you are drunk. At least at 60% may be a little bit of an underestimation, But it's a good amount to start with. So hold on, I'm gonna crack this open. Hold on, what am I drinking for you right now? River Horse Triple Horse. This was the last beer in the fridge, yo. If anything, this is the opposite of a roast. Like I said, this is an homage to you. I don't know if this is getting edited or whatnot. I don't know if a Scalia or Juxta. I don't know. Whichever one he's throwing this together, just whatever for me. So man, where could I even start roasting you? Oh, I think I might take the easy route because like. One of the easy things I could say is like, I think every time I go to Twitter after a Limit Break Radio episode is over, there's at least one comment from one of the hosts, or maybe even you half the time. It says, I think everyone in the Final Fantasy XIV community hates me. Maybe not every week, but man, and as somebody who knows how to get hated by the Final Fantasy XIV community, you just do it in such a special way. It's almost adorable the way that you get the community to hate you. And you know what? I think I might know the big thing that you do that just pisses everyone off. Even your co-hosts. Every time I tune into the show, it's people just like, Aniero, you can't do that. Aniero, that doesn't work. Aniero, shut the fuck up. One of those things is happening right there. I think it's your obsession with Final Fantasy XI. Oh, man. And you know what's funny? Escalia, like I said, reached out to me to do this. I asked him, and because I didn't know how long I wanted to talk, and you know me, this could be a fucking 10-hour video, Mr. Happy after all. I asked him, how long do you want it to be? And he goes, I really don't want to limit it. I think that's his way of saying, yeah, we know you could, there's a lot of shit you could say about him. Yeah, just go nuts. Like, we can't stop you in any way, shape, or form. Just edit it down if it's too long, whatever. But man, you and Final Fantasy XI, man. I honestly don't even know why you do a Final Fantasy XIV podcast. I understand 11 is on its last legs. You know, by November 11th, it's getting its final content patch, and I'm sure you have that marked in your calendar. I'm sure it's been marked in your calendar for like 9 months now, however long. Like you're gonna put on the black suit. You're gonna go to like your old computer, your PlayStation 2 that you used to play the game on. You're gonna bury it in the ground like. It's dead. It's dead. You're going to have to cancel LBR that week because you can't do it, man. You're going to be too emotionally distressed. But every time I hear something coming out of your mouth, it is Final Fantasy XI related. Like, you're in the middle of a Final Fantasy XIV podcast. You're looking at the script, and whoever wrote it, you're just like, okay, guys, I see that we're doing this show. I see it's about Final Fantasy XI. What's that symbol next to the X and the I? Like, what's that one on the far right? And someone's just like, dude, you know what the Roman numerals for 10 and 1 are? That's the Roman numeral for 5. And you're like, what do you mean? No, this says Final Fantasy XI, and then there's the letter V. I don't know what the letter V is doing here. It's like, dude, that's 14. That's how you do Roman numerals. XIV, 14. Like, no. That's not what I agreed to. This very clearly we're talking about. Well, okay, so you're positive that V means 5 in Roman numerals, right? Yeah. All right. So we're doing a show about the 5th expansion for Final Fantasy XI. That's Seekers of Adolin. Okay, perfect. Okay, I understand the show. I didn't see any of this in the patch notes, but this is perfect right here. It's like, dude, what about Final Fantasies 4, 5, and 6? Those all have V's in them too. You had to have known that to get up to 10 and 11 and all that. And he's like, oh, I love those games. I love Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6. But you know, this right here, I mean, this is not how you do Roman numerals. You know, it's just as soon as the X is there, the V doesn't work anymore. Like, obviously you have this wrong. I think you guys need to rewrite the script. Yeah, but they're not even talking about Final Fantasy 11, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, my Makote's ass. It sucks so much. That'll be like, somebody will say something like that. It'll just be like, my character's ass in Final Fantasy 11 was fantastic. Loved my character's ass in Final Fantasy 11. Oh, guys, you remember Camping Leaping Lizzie? Oh, that game was so much better. Why don't they just do this like in Final Fantasy 11? It's like, what are you talking about, Aniero? Like, I played Final Fantasy 11 for 7 years, and I couldn't talk about 11 half as much as you do. Oh man. I'm even watching LBR while I'm recording this. Look in the glasses. You can see you guys are sitting at the table. If I put my headphones on right now, what are the odds I hear you talk about Final Fantasy? Let's figure it out. Let's find out. Are you talking about Final Fantasy 11 right now? I hope to God you're talking about Final Fantasy 11. So you can't read today. You're talking about desynthesis right now. Okay. I swear to God, if we talk about skill gains, you're talking about skill gains right now. If Final Fantasy 11 comes up and you talk about crafting for someone, I wouldn't be surprised if in the middle of this skill gains you're like, man, I remember all of a sudden, I remember getting skill gains back in Final Fantasy 11 where, you know, I would do my woodworking and I would do it for 6 hours. I would only get 2 skill ups. It's like, I don't even know if you did woodworking. I don't know what the hell you did. But you're crazy. Skipping over Lords of Verminion, you're getting yelled at for that right now. I gotta listen to the whole thing now, because I guarantee you've already talked about 11 when it comes to this latest patch for Final Fantasy 14. It wouldn't surprise me. But anyway, man, all I gotta say is, you're one real piece of work when it comes to that, and I feel very sorry for your co-hosts when they have to put up with your little rants and your little issues on Twitter. But regardless of that, I think this has been a fairly successful roast. I have no idea how to end a roast, other than it was fun doing it. And hopefully I get a very good burning back, because I have a feeling that you're going to go, just please, when you roast me back, please don't do the whole, hey guys, Mr. Happy. That's been burned into the ground, Aniero. Like, I want you to come up with something really good, because if not, man, this is going to be a one-sided roast, and that's not how a roast is supposed to work. Regardless, man, hopefully you're having a good time, and hopefully you have fun, have some good laughs, and I'll probably end up hearing from you sometime soon. So I'll talk to you later, man. Have a good end of Final Fantasy 11, whatever funeral thing you're having over there.
Oh my gosh, guys, he tried.
He's
He tried. Look, this is what we invented participation medals for, okay?
Are we roasting him?
Alright, the other thing you have to remember is Mr. Happy doesn't make his own content. He takes other people's content and then just narrates you through it, alright?
That was not our content.
Yeah, give him a break, give him a break. He tried, okay? I know at this point we're thinking we're all Mr. Sad, but you know, he does what he can, okay?
Mr. Sad.
Now our next roaster, very special guest, he came a really long way. Mr. Samus Rageborne. He drove all the way down here from Canada, alright? So I think you can probably guess what his roast is going to be all about, eh? I mean, he drove a really long way to ride all of our dicks, okay? So Samus, why don't you come up here and polish off Aniero's for us?
God damn. The only person up here who looks like a fucking celebrity.
Oh,
Steve Buscemi.
You're a dick.
I'm a fucking before picture for Willem Dafoe. God damn it.
He is a dick.
Yeah, I know. Well, we can ask Joe about that later on, but thank you for asking me to be here. I'm not actually part of LBR, but it's kind of cool being part of the family, being asked to help out.
We've seen the content you produce. We thought we'd throw you a bone.
We got some pretty unique individuals up here. I mean, like I said, fucking rapey Willem Dafoe. I don't even know. Like that's.
I still didn't say it.
I know.
He disagrees, but he knows it's true.
And then we got Juxta.
Hey, wait.
Honestly, he's the only guy who embodies not one but 2 of the Muppets. He sounds like Kermit the Frog, and he looks like Miss Piggy. I mean.
Sorry, he's not
And Escalia, Joe, so important they call him number 6.
Woo!
You having a good time?
It's been better. I was happier before Mr. Happy.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I mean, that's his trick. He takes all the happiness away.
Joe is so important they call him number 6, but I mean, he's got the personality of a fucking gummy bear. I mean, his face looks like his voice is putting him to sleep. You just try listening.
Resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face. Well, that depends on what it feels like when he wakes up in the morning. You can either be a dick or a bitch. I mean, flip a fucking coin. It's
Either way, he's an asshole.
there you go.
Story of his life.
Yeah.
Yep.
I tried not. I really did not want to be mean to Joe because I don't know him that well. But I mean, I really don't. I don't know him that well. I didn't want to hit him that hard. I only asked, I asked Juxta, hey, you know Joe, what's he like? And Juxta said,
great.
the only thing Juxta told me was, he's got bad breath. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, and then Cal jumped in and he said, it smells like Aniero's dick. And, that explains a lot.
Show.
He would know.
She should be up here. I suck at this.
Way to go,
I'm taking the shit up as I go along.
Katie, get up there.
The response.
But we got Aniero up here. He's the guy we're talking about. You got a boot.
A boot.
Find the boot and shove
I know.
yourself.
I tried to hold back. I really did.
It's about.
Thank you.
Well, so where's the fight?
Aniero, screaming out loud voice, matches his stomach and his appetite. And his fucking neck here. I get it. I listen to Limit Break Radio every week. I'm sure some of you guys do too. And, all the casts are they're productive. Aniero by far is the loudest. And sometimes I get to thinking, if I wanted to hear a fat, loud person screaming angrily everything he says, I'd talk to the guys that charity fucked Kahlo. I mean... He's not gonna say no.
He knows it's true.
I mean, as much as I would like to talk about the girls that Kahlo fucked, it's funny because here's the thing, I brought my girlfriend here a couple hours ago and she met Kahlo, and I thought, hey, I asked her, what'd you think of Kahlo? And she's like, oh, he's pretty cool. Is he gay? I said, babe, no. And she's like, does he know that?
Verdict's still out on that one.
And he's quiet.
No comment.
But I digress. Let's go back to Aniero. I'm not gonna.
Going from Aniero to Kahlo.
I don't know. I wrote this shit down earlier. Some of them really suck. And
Slash fictions.
we can try. He's a Christmas sweater, loud,
You're a
ugly,
Christmas sweater.
and something nobody wants to be seen with.
He's a Callow.
I just said it's like, well, we're roasting Aniero. You don't know how a roast works, do you?
Can we put Mr. Happy back on the screen?
He's Mr.
Samus Rageborne here. How to make a video on how to roast people. Don't talk for 10 minutes about things that suck.
Like Callow?
Like Callow?
That's what I said.
Is this like a lovely change of pace?
He's what'd I say? Stomach, big voice. Yeah, I got that. Ego thing.
Christmas sweater was the last
Christmas sweater. Yeah, that was okay. I don't know. It wasn't that good.
No.
This is the last time we outsourced to Canada.
No!
Aniero, he's the man behind at Limit Break Radio. His hard work is fantastic. And honestly, if I were to put something together like Limit Break Radio, I'd be pretty proud too. Obviously, he's very proud. His ego is huge. That's those of you guys who know him.
Not as big as mine.
Well then, we'll turn it this way. No. When Aniero goes to funerals, he thinks he's the fucking guest of honor. That's how big his ego is. This fucking guy. He's got so many chins, you don't know which one he's yelling out of. He's got a nice head, but he's got a nice head on his shoulders, but it'd look better with a neck. The only exercise he ever gets is when he hiccups. Hurricane Patricia was false alarm, and Aniero just farted. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, last one. He's so repulsive, Ebola victims cross the street when they see him coming. And then people with leprosy say, fuck, that guy's fucked up. But in general, I want to say, Aniero, you've been an inspiration. I started my own small podcast. I love what you guys do with LBR. You guys don't hold back, apparently. And you know what, it's been really fun, and thank you for having me here.
Samus Rageborne, everybody. kind of roast you get when you Google your insults. In all seriousness, though, he mentioned his own podcast, the EvolvedMale. That's what he refers himself to. He's alpha, guys, which is what happens when your girlfriend takes you over for a birthday dinner and makes you pay.
You would know.
True story. But we do have some other videos, actually, and the next one I'm really excited about. He almost didn't get in time, but there's a special guy on Twitch who's everybody's favorite. His name is JoeNeverFails. His name is not ironic. Every video he ever does, all you see is him failing. PvP is his forte, and if you want to know how to lose at life, this is the guy you want to tune into. So, Escalia, if you could try and do something right for a change and cue up a video,
Hey, what's up, Limit Break Radio? Swag.
Yes, I can. Wow! Nice to cut him off. Way to go, Scalia.
To be a part of this that he comes off hollow. I think he's a win.
Hey, what's up, Limit Break Radio? Swagoon here, JoeNeverFails, here roasting the king of salt, Aniero Grigori. It's like 6:30 tonight. I'm on my way out for a Halloween party. I've been putting this off all day, so I gotta just get this out. I'm keeping it very, very short and sweet. Or should I say, short and salt, like Aniero's dick. I don't know if I'm doing this right, guys. I've never roasted anybody before, so please let me know if I'm doing this right. I really don't know what else to say. Like, I'm not a roaster at the end of the day. But I do have a couple things I want to get off my chest. Aniero, it was awesome to meet you at FanFest. That was the first time we ever met. I don't know if you knew who I was. I had no clue who you guys were at the time. But it was nuts for me because I'd never seen anybody at that time get so excited to be around a group of young boys since Sandusky at a Boy Scout of America convention. Fuck, that was supposed to go like this. Yeah! Roasted! You can see the production value I'm trying to get in here. Still somewhat better than some of y'all's production sometimes. Anyway, I digress. That's not really what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about this whole get good thing. Can we talk about this whole get good thing? Just for a little bit. People come into my channel all the time and they tell me to get good, and I let it slide right off my shoulder because I'm good at the end of the day. I know this. It's in my heart. It's all right. I'm on A3. I do like 1400 DPS on Faust. Aniero, by the way, what turn are you on in Savage? What turn are you on? I don't know if I'm doing this right. You guys got to let me know. I'm keeping this very, very short. Last thing, I just don't understand what's up with the salt, man. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't get where it comes from. I don't understand. I've never seen somebody so salty since Happy couldn't get into the after party at TwitchCon.
Damn, son, what?
Oh no.
Damn, son, where'd you find?
But it's all love, yo. It's all love. I wish you guys the best. I love what you guys do. Keep watching. I can't ever watch I can't always watch because I'm usually raiding around that time, but I always catch up on the podcast after the fact. I love what you guys do. I wish you more and more love. I mean, you got a great gig at the end of the day, man. What more could you have in terms of a job? You get to yell at people. You get to sit around and talk about Final Fantasy, and you got a group of guys sucking your dick all day. Yeah, you're not off limits, guys. You're not off limits. Roasted. I don't know. You gotta tell me if I'm doing that right. But guys, that's it. I had one for Samus, but I mean, I think wearing makeup and shaving your legs on stream is enough of a roast as it is. Self-roasted. Guys, that's it for me. I love y'all to death. I'm running out to this Halloween party. I hope you guys tune into many, many more exciting episodes of Limit Break Radio. And Aniero, hopefully I can see you guys out there for a Friday Night Fights one of these days in the future. Take it easy, guys. The king of salt, everybody. Suck on my giant chocolate salty balls. That's it, yo. Happy Halloween, guys.
That wasn't half bad. In fact, most of those insults were a lot better than what Sale has been throwing out. So I'm gonna give a little shout out to Sale over here, the White Mage cosplay. Usually MMOs, it's the girls who are the healers, but Sale thought he'd try it on the other side of the base today. But he was actually one of the founding members of Limit Break Radio. His radio personality basically consisted of being quiet or I will blow you to smithereens. Real original that one is. And actually, next we're going to throw up another video, and this one comes from his Archaic Light. I don't know. Yeah, basically it's another no-name piece of shit on the internet who has no idea what the fuck he's talking about, so he should fit right in here with us. So, Ascalia, can you roll this one without any snags this time? Can you do your fucking job? Yeah, it'd be nice if you could at least be a little bit better than Kim Davis, okay?
Whoa.
Aniero Grigori, the man, the legend. That one guy storing last week's steak in his beard for survival. Fucking seriously, FEMA could save money simply by hiring him for recovery distribution. Hungry kid? Merry Christmas, he said as he scratched his ruffle tuff and his shit scraps fell for the needy. Beer jokes aside, this is meant to be a roast. Something that's really fucking hard to do when you don't know the guy personally. I think I've had 2 total interactions with him, one on Twitter and the other in email, and we know how the emails go since he reads them on the air. On Twitter, he was pretty fucking cut and dry, only ended up retweeting my compliment about production value to stroke that bearded dick of his for satisfaction. They say the sincerest form of flattery comes in the form of imitation, and I can definitely agree. I bet he would happily get spit roasted by famous morning show regulars Opie and Anthony if given the chance. Only then could he say that he really did have a salty flavor after that one-of-a-kind of experience. Something that's bothered me over the years has to be that speech bit he's on to develop. Ask for his opinion about earning endgame glamours in Final Fantasy XIV, and he will give you the best fucking Michael J. Fox doing Porky Pig you will ever hear. That man knows how to pull off a real disability considering he has such a face for radio. Speaking of his interpersonal skills, that cast and crew changed more often than customer service retention at Comcast during the first few years of business. Every time I started listening, there was a new voice. Guest, temporary, or network hosts. He had plenty of time to practice his editing skills, the talent must have been pretty scarce in Detroit. I really don't know what the Raws are like from LBR's early days, but knowing how long some of those wiki articles were, I bet he was at it longer than a patch update for Final Fantasy XI. God damn. All in all, Aniero has given me more than what I could ask for ever being a listener. He's entertaining, he's able to take and dish out criticism like the best of them, and even keep the come-at-me-bro mentality while backing it up whenever content and the games have long since gone stale. Being the egotistical cockmunch with a microphone aside, he's managed to ask one thing of me while still somehow landing a request to everyone in that entertaining and trademarked way. This particular comment was for Aniero Grigori, and yes, I'll keep listening.
So he didn't send in like a picture or video of him, but from what we heard, you can basically picture your standard neckbeard, face breather. Well, Aniero basically is what you're looking at here, okay? Now, from what I understand, Samus, you want another attempt at this?
You want to?
Yeah, you didn't quite finish the way that you wanted to, which, as I understand, is a problem you have with your girlfriend. So you have another little bit you want to do, so bring your Canadian ass back up here and tell us what it's all about, eh?
That's actually pretty good.
Sting a little?
Yeah, I mean, there was one thing that I was going to talk about, I thought about. I thought I was running out of time, but, Carlo said, you know what, I think we should do it, it'd be really good. So, you guys know Aniero, he's a loud voice, he's kind of angry all the time, and I think sometimes it gets lost in translation. Not everyone is as angry as him all the time, but if I look like that, I'd be angry all the time, too. Aww. Like a fucking retarded, like a retarded Solid Snake, and we know he loves Metal Gear Solid, but
he really loves the Solid Snake.
Yeah, so much so he's the inspiration for Metal Gear Solid 6.
Snake lets himself go.
What I did want to try was something called the Aniero translator. Like I said, not many people speak angry, but there is one person here who might be able to help me out. Calum might be able to help me out with this. So I'm going to say a few phrases commonly heard on Limit Break Radio, how it should be said, and then Calum is going to try to imitate Aniero.
I don't like the content that Square Enix puts out.
Everything Square Enix does is just the same. They release the same things. You do a raid, you get your tomes, you go and you get your welfare epics, and then what do? You raid through Alex, and it's the same fucking thing Coil is. Why don't you give me some actual hard content, Essie? Not that I'm gonna fucking do it because Nika won't carry me through it, but how was the fucking content?
That was it. That's really good. Come back up here, bring up the next guy.
Was that all you had?
Oh, well, there was the other phrase.
No, go sit your fucking ass down. I can see why Diane is so unsatisfied. That was quick.
At least he has a girlfriend.
I might be a douchebag, but I've gotten more pussy than you ever will.
True.
I don't know. Have you seen the size of Juxta?
Hey, hello here. There's a reason that I came here as a white mage instead of a black.
Alright, so we actually have another video here, and this next video comes from someone who is extremely, extremely talented. We've had him on the show once before. Basically, this guy looked at Final Fantasy XIV and thought, you know what, this is a great game, but how can I make it more like history class? And that is Ethys Asher. So, Scalia, without cutting me off, without fucking up the sound, without skipping ahead too far, can you please, for once in your fucking life...
So it's Aniera's birthday. 9 years old today, which is... Will explains a few things. And I've been asked to speak briefly about my opinions of his character and that of Limit Break Radio, which if you don't know, they're basically a group of vapid human cockroaches that get together on a now weekly basis for a furious session of yelling, glue sniffing, and mutual masturbation. Every week. And this has been going on for 9 whole years now, which means you're nearly done. I actually thought this was going to be the last episode, and I'd be doing like an elegy type thing, but no luck. And I mentioned to Ascalia that 9 years, well, it's arbitrary. 9 years? Who the fuck cares about 9 years? Maybe, you know, open a champagne next year. Maybe then, Aniero, you'll have filled that gaping, angry abyss where a normal human being would keep things like dignity, sense of humor, fucking inside voice. But I can only assume that you'll realize that by next year, your audience will have finally seen through the charade and the bullshit, and you'll be back to sucking dicks behind Home Depot where you belong, especially college. Jesus fucking Christ, I swear you were handcrafted by Zeus to be a crack or Twinkie, and you will never be happy until you accept that. The rest of you I honestly can't talk about without giving myself an aneurysm, except Ascalia, who is a beautiful human being and currently has me at gunpoint. You all know I wouldn't be doing this otherwise. Anyway, let me tell you a few things about the chuckling Nazi Muppet shithead Aniero. Sure, ego and insecurity, they're sort of prerequisites for making this kind of content, but Aniero, he takes the cake and he just fucking smears it all over your face. You notice that his microphone is always, without fail, 10 decibels higher than that of anyone else on stream. Hearing his own stuttering and heavy breathing in playback is the only thing in the world that can keep his dick hard, so it has to come through loud and clear, whatever. Secondly, Aniero's always talking about these angry comments he gets in emails, on YouTube, on Twitter, so he's always challenging people to call him. They never fucking call. But he knows that they won't. You know why? Out of the last 100 bitchy comments on LBR videos, 97 of them have come from different accounts with the same IP address as Aniero Grigori. The other 3 are mine. So he's either just even deeper in the cesspit of pathetic, whiny, inflammatory bullshit that we all know he goes on and on about already to generate traffic for his empty content, or else he's a masochist that lives with 97 angry douchebags that tie him up and peg him every night like a pincushion. So that's Aniero. And given all these horrible things, he's no doubt a huge inspiration and role model to me. Going from being some dumb, nerdy kid with a speech impediment to what I personally consider to be the strongest voice in a community of 5 million people. The self-discipline and the dumb belligerence that requires just blows my mind. I know all of you, Aniero, Juxta, Carlo, Scalia, Nika, everyone else that's ever been involved in this project, you think you're just regular dudes and dudettes and whatever, but what you've made is incredible. A show that is and remains genuinely entertaining, refreshingly real and insightful. It's the leading standard which whips and drives the rest of our community of content creators to keep growing and improving. I have some vague idea of the incredible amount of work you've put in and the trials you've overcome to get where you are. And as someone with aspirations to move in a similar direction, you honestly make me feel like anything is possible. And the fact that you consider me a peer is one of the most flattering things in the world, and just goes to show how utterly fucking stupid you all are. So with that said, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Carly's got me at gunpoint. So happy birthday to you.
Okay, thank you, Ethys. History Channel called. They're gonna go with the alien guy instead. Now, lastly, Juxta. Oh, Juxta. You know you're my very best friend. You really are. Or at least as much of a friend as one can be after stealing a girlfriend away from me over long distances. Without a fucking word while sitting in the same exact room. But the joke's on you because she was a terrible, terrible human being.
And now we have Spare Bear.
Or, to be fair, she was like 5 human beings. And that's a little part of your soul that you'll never get back, you backstabbing little cock monkey.
You're welcome.
You're still alone.
But to be fair, I hold no grudges against you either, which is evident by the fact that I let you leech onto me and befriend all of my friends. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for me introducing you to all these people, you'd have, what, Kristen and Petals? Her dog? And to be fair, you don't even like Kristen that much.
Sorry.
So why don't you come up here and give it your own little taste.
Paper towels.
All right, thank you everyone, and thank you to Kahlo for the glowing review, and you're welcome for letting you dodge that bullet. And I just gotta say, really great job emceeing tonight, Kahlo. It's really good. I mean, when people came to me with concerns of your ability to MC, I was like, no person who's not Aniero, trust me, I have complete and utter faith in Kahlo's ability to get it up. And wait, what are we talking about? I'm sorry. Is your speech written on fucking napkins? Yeah, it's kind of like a euphemism for what I'm going to do. You'll see. Just play along. And I said, look, person who's not Aniero, Grigori, and Ascalio, you can't make cheese without getting a little fungus off of it first. And what I meant by that is, Robbie, you need to change your socks every day because you're going to get fungus on your feet, kind of way. No, it's more of a, Robbie, you're a fun guy, sort of way.
With fungus on his
Everyone I know says the same thing, too. I mean, I lost count how many times I was sitting on the porch, peering through the window, and he had his date driving home from a date, and right before that awkward handshake, good night. It's just really good dates. So, but I don't really see the dates much after that. But I'm sure it's because they think you have a great personality. Yeah, but I'm sure it's because you're a fun guy. You drop on your napkins here. Oh, yeah. They're paper towels. And then we have Samus Rageborne here. He's a great guy, great streamer. People watch him for some reason because presumably he shaves his legs on stream, because that's a thing.
It's wax, you fuck. That's not what you watch me.
I heard you got banned for that.
I did.
Samus is the kind of guy you always invite to the party, you invite to the con, you're like, oh, hey, come on, be on the dais. And then, oh, hey, we get a text and he's on his way. Thanks, Samus, for being here. We anticipated that you would actually come. So, thanks.
Which is something he doesn't do for Diana very often.
Oh, you're wonderful.
Dirty.
I think he's going to need that later.
All right, so now we move on to Ascalia over here. He's the one who spearheaded this roast, and let me tell you, he did a remarkable job here, folks. And he comes from just twice as speed, because usually he's the one being spit roasted.
So you spit on?
It's true.
Just a tip.
Ascalia has a long list of failures, and this is not one of those failures because he's been on so many things. He's been on like Double Dragoon, Voices of Unreal. He's had a lot of things that require him to talk and stuff. So this time he decided to take initiative and have everyone else do all the work. I mean, he's got Apollo MC. He's had people make videos of roasting Aniero so he didn't have to do it himself. And he also had Kyle advert on the radio like 8 times because he did such a wonderful job. So basically, you're just really great at not doing stuff.
You're the one to
So
talk.
thank you for that. You're a great person, great person. And now we have the man of the hour, the salt of the hour, Aniero Grigori. It's, yeah, thank you, no applause.
No applause needed.
He is truly a great person, a leader, very loud, very strong person, the most dependable man ever. He inspires through his passive-aggressive texts. He motivates through his soul-crushing shouting matches that he gives. And he is so dependable that he moved in back with his parents just so that he could take care of them. It's very, very, very nice job. It's very, very nice when you do that for them. Yeah.
Breathe.
Is it hard to read around the cum stains?
Oh, burn.
So it did come from the Gallic panel.
Exactly. But to be sure, he's a total bro. Numerous times that Kalos needed a wingman, he was there to take the hit of the side catch.
That was one time.
And
And it was a guy.
and he needed someone to fall on that grenade for him. So he does it so often that even like when we're actually not around, and yeah, about that. Maybe he's not such a good wingman after all. Okay, you know what? Let's just move past that. But yeah, moving back to that, he's very career-driven. He incorporates LBR, makes tons of money. He makes like $200, almost $200 a month. Well, it turns a profit sometimes, so it's a great job. It's a great job, Aniero. 9 hard years and you make some money sometimes. It's a good job. We're really proud of you.
Speaking of which, did you collect that $60 that Juxta owes you?
Not yet. I still got a couple months. So, and all these quality of lives, all these qualities that he had, it's the reason why when we were all in college, he became the manager of our residential hall. And I'm going to tell you a story about his wonderful, wonderful leadership.
Oh shit.
It's, to set the stage, it was me, Kahlo, and our friend Arjitz, and of course Aniero, downstairs, and we were working the desk, and we were playing a board game, a wall board game. It takes a long time to set up. It takes about 3 hours to set up with all the little tokens and stuff.
Sounds like an episode of LBR.
Pretty much. And,
Sounds like Gay Twister.
With Aniero and Juxta, it's over a lot quicker than that.
Aww. So true.
It's good. It's good. And the TV said something he didn't agree with, something about blah, blah, blah. And Aniero, he just in a very fit of motivating rage, he said, "Fuck you," and he took his shoe and he threw it at the soda machine because that solves problems, folks. And
you need a soda, yes.
And and we were all like huddled around the desk. There wasn't really a way to get out, so Aniero, in his attention to detail manner, he ordered one of us to go get him. We said, "Fuck you, Aniero," and guess what happened? We got rid up for that, and we had a manager meeting afterwards. So thank you for that. It was really very kind. It was a good job. I learned a lot.
That's career building, folks. If it sounds like this is just all a formal complaint, it's because he doesn't read the suggestion box order.
And also as a warning sign.
So, but seriously, it's great, and I just want you to think of this paper towel every time you start a show of LBR, because this is what I think of you. So even when Juxta's reading his own material, he still sounds like an Alzheimer's patient reenacting a first grader's rendition of Silent Night. Hooray. You're welcome. And now we move on to, as many people have said, Aniero, the man of the hour. Look at you. You look like the retarded firstborn child of what would happen if Zach Galifianakis got together with Jack Black. Congratulations. Oh, but Aniero, Nate. What is there to say that hasn't already been said? 9 years we've known each other. Been through quite a bit, a lot really. The only other substantial relationship to have lasted that long was with your ex, Esther, right? Wow. Well, that was more of a hostage situation really, and it went 10 years. You know, actually, that's a great parallel. The only reason any of us have put up with you and your podcast for as long is really probably Stockholm Syndrome. Maybe LBR is going to end the same way your relationship did, with your best friend stealing away the thing you love most, which means that our 10th LBR anniversary, so today, next year, I'll be the one hosting and you'll be sitting out on the curb crying. But don't worry, I'm going to let you keep the cat. I mean, just look at him. To say that he has a face for radio is a gross understatement. It looks like someone cut off Gerard Butler's face and beard from the movie 300 and stuck it on Chris Pratt. Before Guardians of the Galaxy. On a good day, you can't quite tell the product he uses to keep his beard oh so pube-like was probably something Ron Jeremy masturbated up. Not that he minds. Aniero self-medicates himself into such a coma that honestly you could get away with just about anything. But now, before I let Aniero come up here and take a swing at all of us, I'm going to tell you a little story, kind of like Juxta does. Me and Aniero had a talk once. We talked quite a bit. Both of us suffer quite a bit from depression and whatnot, so we have a lot of insights into the human mind, the human emotion, and probably one of the most poignant things he's ever mentioned to me is that you can tell just how sad a person is by how much beefaroni they have in their house at any one time. Yes, beefaroni, Chef Boyardee specifically. And if, by some chance, you see that a friend of yours has day-old beefaroni stuck in their beard, like, that's the end, all right? If you're not calling 911 at that point, it's just about over. On a completely unrelated note, by this time, a lifetime supply of beefaroni should be delivered to Aniero's apartment, so you're welcome there. And now, Aniero.
Uh-oh.
Thank you all. I appreciate that. I'd like to point out, first of all, hang on. I'm gonna wipe the hack off this microphone. I'd like to point out that I'm the only person up here tonight speaking without notes in front of them. It's because I'm the only one who's actually been on stage with a microphone before, you fucking hacks. You hacks. I should cut your microphone. No, you don't get a mic. You know, I control the microphones. You don't get a mic. You don't get a mic.
It's just
you don't get a mic. No, you don't get a mic.
This is how he exercises his power, stealing the mics from everybody.
You all get mic timeout. This is my roast, and so you all get to listen to me now. I want to know, Kahlo and Juxta and Escalia, exactly what it's like. I want to know what the ride is like ride on my coattails for 9 years. I'm sorry, Escalia, for a year.
Why'd you take my mic?
You don't get a mic, you don't deserve a mic. You came up here for 10 minutes and wasted everyone's time. 10 minutes. You were the longest talker. You talked more than everyone else. What did you say? Nothing. Yeah, well,
it would help if next time we took the cock out of his mouth.
It would help. It would help a little bit. I've been doing Limit Break Radio for 9 years now, and it's been an amazing ride. I have had a lot of people along with me for that ride. Kahlo, Juxta, Escalia, and Sale. Sale being mentioned as a part of the show tonight. Sale, I understand. We asked you to be a part of the dais, but you weren't able to get the material together in time. That's totally cool. I understand. I really wanted a shot at you because being a part of the dais, but I didn't know how to do it correctly because it'd be a little bit like punching a kitten. It'd be hilarious. It'd be hysterical. But everyone would feel a little bit awkward, and then we would all feel the need to call PETA afterwards. And so I just thought, maybe I just leave the hard-hitting stuff to these guys, to these assholes. Samus. The Canadian Bobby Lee. Final Fantasy XIV's Bobby Lee. What do I have to say about you? Why did you wax your legs on stream? That seems like, in terms of an incentive to tune in, waxing your legs, how much hair did you have down on your legs to begin with? How much hair do you have on your chest? Look at me. I look like a fucking Wookiee. You wax me on stream? That's something to look at. What are you waxing? What the fuck are you taking off?
Depending on who you ask, they might ask for more.
Escalia, you are one of the more, you are the newest part of our crew. You've basically taken on the punching bag, and I have to admit that you've done a really good job taking on that role, and I have to wonder what in your life set you up for this. Was it the 3 podcast failures that you launched before this? Was it?
Yes.
Is that how you're used to getting beaten up? Because you're pretty used to it on our show. And I have to admit, you do a good job. You do a really good job of allowing yourself to be beaten up on. And at some point, I end up feeling really sorry for you. Because you're the new guy. You don't know really what's going on. I have to give you a whole ton of compliments because you put up with a lot of our shit. You put up with a lot of our shit. I have no idea why. You keep coming back every week. We don't invite you back, but you keep showing up. And I have to admit that that's commendable.
Isn't that a kink?
I don't know if that's, you're not getting it. But stay home. It's okay. You can stay home. You can sleep in. It's all right. We don't need you.
We'll call you on Skype.
I really would like to thank everyone who's been a part of the dais today. This has been a lot of fun. I consider it one of the biggest honors in my entire life to be roasted, especially by such talented people like Ethys and JoeNever. That's it. That's the end of that list, by the way. Ethys and JoeNever. That's it. Seriously, I wouldn't be doing a show that I didn't believe in, and these guys help me do a phenomenal show that is funny each and every single week because they're awesome, because they know exactly how to support the comedy that we want to do, and there's a lot of there might be some people who got offended by what we talked about tonight. There might be some people who don't really get all of the humor on the show, and that's fine. And we wanted to create a space that is entirely different from what all other gaming media does. And the way that we have decided to do that is to not censor a single opinion that we have and to let every single one of those fly, and to know that that can find an audience out there is pretty amazing. I'm very lucky to do what I do and to do it with such a group of talented people like this. I've talked a lot about their talent, and I've talked a lot about their propensity for humor, and I can't thank them enough for allowing me to do what I do and allowing me to craft the vision that I have for the show. So thank you guys, thank you all of you for roasting me tonight. Again, this is the biggest honor that I can think of receiving. We've done this for 9 years, we're going on 10 next year, so we're going to try to do something even bigger and badder for next year. So if you've never heard of Limit Break Radio, if this is your first time you've ever heard of Limit Break Radio, check it out, because we don't fucking care if you do. And if you want to hear us talk about things other than Final Fantasy XIV, Final Encountercast is our new show. We just launched it, and we don't fucking care if you check that out either. But if you do, just know that you have to have a thick skin and the ability for humor, and seriously, thank you guys. This has been
Hold on. You didn't have anything for Juxta?
No.
You didn't roast him at all?
No.
Dude, fat lives matter.
Juxta, you did an incredible quiet cosplay today. I have to. We walked around. For those who are fans of Final Encountercast and Limit Break Radio, I'm sure you'll be able to see the YouTube video. But Juxta was very brave and walked around with me and did an incredible quiet cosplay, and we had a whole lot of fun. And I'm so sorry for everyone who saw it. Anyone who even saw it, just the one thing that really amazed me about you, Juxta, it wasn't the body, it was the back knee. The back knee was really incredible because I felt like I could connect constellations in it. You know what I mean? And I don't know what was up with your set. Could you try to have your back to the audience a little bit more? Is that possible? I mean, I know you're not much of a stage presence, but like if you could try to just not look at the audience as much as possible, that would be the best stand-up set possible. So anyway.
We could probably blame that with how much we put him in the closet in LBR 1.0. But,
that's true.
But the fact that he dresses like he does, he must not have learned anything while he was in there.
That is also true.
You would know about being in the closet.
If anything, all he learned maybe was coming out of it.
Again, I'd like to thank everyone who participated in this roast. Ethys, Joe, Mr. Happy, the other guy who doesn't matter. Kahlo, Sam, Ascalia, and Juxta. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for coming. It's like 2:30 in the morning, and I can't believe that you guys are here. I can't believe that. It's 2:30.
No, it's
Fuck daylight savings time. It's 2:30 in the morning. We all know what time it is. Anyway, I really do want to thank you. It's shocking that this amount of people would come out to see a roast of me. I'm no one. But the fact that that this amount of people will come out at 2 o'clock in the morning to see this is fucking amazing. So thank you guys so much. This has been a treat for me and been an honor. And have a great rest of Youmacon. And hey, Youmacon, stop fucking stopping at the top of escalators to take pictures or figure out where your fucking group is going. Okay? If I have to wait at this fucking the fucking escalator is continuing underneath me. I don't know where to go and you're not going. Fucking stop that shit. You're welcome. Youmacon 2015, thanks for having us.
That's it, everybody. You can go home now. You're not getting to celebrate your life back ever.